Thank you all for coming. My name is Thea Alvin, and I'm a sculptor located out in Morrisville, Vermont. And I wanted to share with you tonight arches and the artwork that I do. This is how I call an arch rule, how arches are put together and why they might go together as a mathematic formula. So what you're going to see tonight are several examples of arches in different forms and spirals in different forms as fulfilling Fibonacci math. You are looking now down the center of the only stone kaleidoscope that I know about on Earth. The hole that you're looking in is 15 inches wide and it tapers to 4 inches. It covers 6 feet in distance, and there are now glass sliders on the end so that if you stood on the 4-inch end and looked through the 6 feet, you could crank a crank and look through a stone and glass kaleidoscope. This is a stone star that I put in a wall with my partner Michael Kluke, and we built this in a couple of days in Warren, Vermont for the founder of Yes Tomorrow, which is a design-build school teaching architecture and installation. This is a spiral fireplace that we built together, Michael and I, to commemorate and memorialize a friend's dog. And the dog's ashes are actually just under the pine tree there on the left. And there'll be a fire pit one day in the center of that circle. A lot of my work in my life, I've been a stonemason for about 30 years, has been about me exploring what this media can do and what my art and my imagination can do with stone. And in my relationship with my partner, Michael, we've been together 2 years now, and my work is changing, and I've become a collaborative artist. And so these things are now things that we're doing together. We're talking about projects, we're planning and designing things. And the process of building an arch is really two sides that come together to form one whole. And I think of a relationship with somebody, and even with a community, is like that, where you take a whole bunch of little things and you put them all together, and you see not the whole, but the whole. This is a chapel that I built, designed and built in Morrisville, and it's a private residence, and it's their own personal chapel. So if you are ever posh and wanting a chapel, we can do that for you. There are 400,000 pounds of stone in that. This is a spiral walkway that my daughter Robin, who's here, and Michael built with me in Underhill, Vermont. And this is for a meditation and yoga retreat center where 3 different paths converge on this center point. So you could walk up one and go around the middle and then walk out another one. This is a helix, which is 3 concentric loops, sort of loopy stone. This is in my front yard, which is a sculpture park in Morrisville. We're located on Route 100, just north of Stowe. So if you're driving by, you see this, you'll probably hit your brakes and the car in front of you, and we'll come out, and then you can come visit. I teach a class in historic restoration and renovation in northern Italy in the Alps. This is the village in the background that you see that we're restoring. We're putting roofs on these houses. So if you want to participate in that, you can come with me to Italy, which the class is July 17. Here's an example of what a completed roof looks like. This is all stone. It's stone that we hew. The roofs have collapsed and are all on the interior of the walls. So we take out all of the stone, put a new timber frame roof on, and then put all the stones back that we can get. And if we have to make new stones, then we make new stones for it, put them on the roof. This circle is another collaboration that was built with a group of students at Yes Tomorrow. This was a class we did over my birthday week last year, and this arch is a welcoming piece at the school in Warren. The thing about collaborations is that you have to be open to letting go and letting somebody else's vision come before your own, which I think is a really interesting part of working together as a community and working together with in a relationship and with friendships, where you have to be able to let go of your own artistry and your own vision and share that and allow for somebody else to have influence over you. And I'm finding in my relationship with Michael that my art is, I'm not losing by giving up the control. I'm sharing and growing. This is called Tres Mariposas. It's a series of 3 arches that we built in 4 days in Montreal together. It was the 2 of us. This is 50 tons of material. And so it was not just a work of love, but an effort of sweat and blood. And then after we danced through all of these arches with a whole group of watchers that had come with us, and we all joined hands. We did sort of a magical fairy dance, and everyone that was looking on was like, you guys are insane. But it felt like the right thing to sort of bless it in this weird kind of earthy fairy dance way. We have a show on now, Michael, Robin, and I, and several other artists in Montpelier at what is now the Goddard Gallery, which is at 54 Main Street in Montpelier. And you'll see these works and many others there. The show is up until tomorrow night at 7. So if you want to see these things, you have just tomorrow. These are carvings that Michael did in autoclaved aerated concrete. So they're super lightweight cement. It's very high pressure. This is a new material, and it's really sort of easy to carve and take form. And so the story here is how these characters might have evolved from the one seed. And you see here Lucky the dragon, who's got a great smile, and the Sphinx. These are both soapstone carvings, and they're highly polished, and they, unlike this lady here, who I did get in trouble for touching, we very much welcome you to touch them. Please don't touch this one. These are examples of a collaboration. Michael and I carved these at the same time together in our studio. He did the black one, I did the white one. They're the same, representing the same sort of idea of entwinement, of people being together, of 2 forms together and wrapped around each other. They're representative of our life in a very different way. And this is sort of a motto that I live by. An artist is not paid for his labor, but for his vision. And so I welcome all of you to have artistic vision. It doesn't take a huge education. It doesn't take expensive products. As you can see here, recycling is pretty easy. And the vision of art is in your heart, and every one of us has that.